We must understand the landscape of American soccer. We must understand its massive untapped potential. And when you look at American soccer today in 2018, you have MLS in Division One. It's not very popular, even though it has its exclusive monopoly over the Division One pinnacle. And then you have lower divisions, which year after year, especially in the last 5 or 10 years, have been growing, have become much more stable. And all of this despite a toxic system outside of Division One in the lower divisions. When you really look at things from a business perspective, there is very, very little incentive to pour time, effort, energy, money into a lower division USA soccer club because, of course, the pinnacle of the industry, Division One, is cut off. You don't have a chance to make it to Division One. Now you can pander your way into MLS to Division One, essentially hand over your club to MLS with $200 million and be absorbed into Division One. Now, for certain individual owner shareholders, that is a good business option, but for the vast majority of American soccer, it makes zero sense to funnel any energy into the USA Soccer lower division. So the fact that we have it's not quite thriving, it's definitely stable and growing at a good rate. The fact that we have that in American soccer, despite a completely toxic lower division system, is a testimony to the massive, massive untapped potential here in American soccer. And I say that we are operating at less than 5% of our massive potential. You look at our Division 2, Division 3 levels over the past few years. NASL has had some trouble, and we know there are some issues with with Federation governing policy that play into that. But USL Division 2 has grown, more and more teams joining in. Below that, NPSL, UPSL, kind of that echelon below the pro level, Division 3, Division 4-ish, that is growing year after year. So the American soccer landscape is here to stay, and it will continue to grow. And this is due, I think, mainly to our exposure to authentic foreign soccer around the world, as it's been made readily available by the age of the internet, mobile devices, satellite TV. We've really seen the wonder of authentic soccer, and we're trying to recapture it here. So you're seeing all this interest in the lower divisions, but these lower division clubs and their fan bases don't quite get that it's not the same when you have no fair shot at Division One. The essence of soccer is completely removed. They are not allowed to be an independent and unlimited club that can go as far as their support can take them. And when the lower divisions start to realize that, then the game is up for this corrupt monopoly arrangement between MLS and U.S. Soccer that hands over this monopoly power to one company. So you look at each year, you've got new league entities or clubs forming. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, you see a club like FC Cincinnati pull in 20,000 people. You're seeing clubs pull 10,000 plus people per match in many places around the country. And MLS is forced to react to that lower division stability and growth. If a threatening club comes along and all of a sudden draws 20,000, as we saw, as we mentioned with Cincinnati, they're going to have to try to absorb that club or put a team in that city to try to snuff out that competition. And so, MLS they said a few years back they'd stop at 24, and that bar keeps going up as far as their maximum cap of teams. And I think that's just going to keep going up as new lower division threats arise. MLS will continue to have to react, and of course they have to put their footprint in every bigger metropolitan area in the country, and that's tough to do. They are trying to squeezed USA Soccer into the Major League Baseball model, where you have 30 teams in the major leagues and then minor league affiliates on down the divisions. But that just will not work. Once that MLS door ultimately closes, there are going to be some upset soccer clubs. No more chance to beg for inclusion in MLS. That ship has sailed. So now what are you going to do as a lower division soccer club? And that's when they'll start to wake up, and that's when they'll start to fight for their fair shot in the American soccer ecosystem. They'll look at FIFA's mandate of an open system with promotion and relegation and say, hey, Division I monopoly for one club is not right. It's not fair. And clubs are starting to do that now in the lower divisions. Year after year, more and more clubs are starting to speak up for an open system with promotion and relegation. And I say this all the time. When the people and American soccer clubs band together, stand up for one cause, speak up, they will make change happen. So it's just a matter of time, rallying more people and clubs to the cause, getting people to speak up, to be persistent and vocal, and we will break USA Soccer open for all. So as you look at the landscape of American soccer, remember that it's not the lower division's job to prove that they are worthy or to grow themselves into a stage where they're finally worthy of an open system or a fair chance in American soccer. They should have that fair shot from the get-go. That is the essence of global soccer. But when you look at American soccer, you'll keep on supporting it, keep on building it. But remember that it's all happening despite a toxic American soccer system that favors one single club, MLS. So it should be seen as a testimony of American soccer's massive potential. And now it's time for us to start dreaming big for what we could be under an open and 100% inclusive system under a USA Soccer governing federation. Whether it's this current USSF federation or an alternate federation, we start in their place. We could be a global soccer juggernaut with one single policy change, and if we stand up as a population and demand it. So if you like this video, make sure to share it out across social media and also subscribe right here to my channel. And I'll talk to you soon.